Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lotek Health, episode number 31, Meatless Eatless Mental Mushroom Mondays. How's everybody doing? Is it a beautiful Monday or is it rainy? Like here. I love the rain. I love how it feeds our plants and keeps us all wet. Yeah, it's important because when you're too dry, it's a fire hazard. Yeah. You could catch a fire. We don't want you to catch a fire here. So today starts the week of practice. Practice. Last week we were talking about anxiety. Anxiety, developing good mental health, mental wealth. And this week it's about practice. Practice making perfect. We are forever practicing. We're practicing breathing. I think that's very important. A lot of times, that's my intervention with patients when they're freaking out. Just tell them to practice breathing because they can feel short of breath. They can feel like they're about to pass out or have a heart attack. But a lot of times, I can't do anything about that right now. But I don't want to tell them that. I want to remind them that they're in control of their breathing. If they can just remember to breathe, everything will take care of itself. So I tell them, practice breathing. It's a nicer way than telling them, shut up for a second. I'm trying to take care of what you need me to. Because I don't want to be mean. But I'm going to need you to be quiet for a second while I think and put this little letters and numbers in the computer here so I can talk to their physician who may not know who they are since it is night and it's a cross-cover team to try to prevent what could be an emergency because everybody feels a little short of breath sometimes. We usually have numbers, a pulse oximeter attached to their finger, bouncing an infrared light through their finger to see how much of their hemoglobin is carrying oxygen. But that doesn't mean they're getting it to their tissues, which can explain why a patient is still short of breath with a SAT of 92% or greater. They can just feel like they're not getting it, which could be true. Could be retaining CO2. Their bicarb could be shooting up to help try to calm that acidic environment, that acidic environment, the acidity that is causing their body, hailing back last week, to turn into sauerkraut. We don't want to turn into sauerkraut. It's definitely not a good look for us. So, with that being said, what are we practicing today in Meatless Eatless Mental Mushroom Mondays? Well, practicing eating. Intermittent fasting is still a good thing. Practice. Try to eat within an 8-hour window. Help lower all your risks of overeating and help get you a little sneaky caloric restriction. Because if you're still eating the same amount, but you're eating in an 8-hour window, you're giving your body more time. A good, 12 hours? Oh my God, can't count. 16 hours of not eating, which your body's more used to. It's used to taking what it needs from those poor and damaged cells to keep them from turning into little cancers in your body. But here's something that we forget in healthcare specifically. We are in a teaching position. We are in a position to give these patients new knowledge so they can take care of their health and hopefully not come right back to the hospital when they forget that sodium means salt and they weren't supposed to eat a pound of it that day. What do we explain? How do we explain it better? And mainly, how do we get them to verbalize and demonstrate their understanding in a meaningful way before they leave the hospital? I don't know. These are answers that are going to be a little trickier to pin down, but I think a lot of it has to do with putting things in their hands, having them show us what they're going to do when they get home, how it's going to look, what they're going to do. Like, are you going to shake the pills before you take them? Are you going to have a little setup to where you can remember which pills are which and try to take them as ordered? It's a little frustrating when they're all the same tiny size. But reading is very important. I don't see a whole lot of strong readers in the hospital. Usually, you got a strong 8th grade comprehension of reading skills, and they're just not good at just speed reading, and they're signing their lives away a lot on these consents for laparoscopic duodenoscopy, esophagastroduodenoscopy. They don't know exactly what these mean, and they're not reading them very fast. So to start off really teaching a good way to learn how to read quickly, we got to practice. You got to practice, practice, practice. It's healthcare. It's not perfect. It is a practice. That's why they practice medicine. So we want you to practice reading, if you got time on Meatless Eatless Mental Mushroom Monday, to pick a book up and do what's called saccadic reading. You look on the blog. I know a lot of my 3 or 4 fans don't know there is a blog, but it's a website where I put in these articles about what each day's topic is loosely arranged around, and it can be found at lotek.home.blog. Again, that's lotek.home.blog. And today has a Prezi presentation that I made many years ago on how to get better at speed reading, which uses saccadic movement of your eyes, helps get you to not practice pronouncing them first, which you don't have to. If you read words, you can go straight to your brain and not think about how they sound first, which makes an extra step in your pharynx to try to understand what your eyes are saying. You could just go eyes, brain, instead of eyes, pharynx, then brain. So take a look, click on that, and tell me what you think. If you want to comment, if you want to send me a message, I'm available. I'll look forward to hearing from you. And as always, thank you for listening. Let ourselves translate expert knowledge. Work, show thyself approved. Practice, practice, practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall anyway? Practice, practice, practice. Thank you.